Hey friends, Katie, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another first impression. So today I'm going to be doing a first impression on the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This came out a bit ago. I know it did and everything. It's not new, but I really wanted to do a first impression on this foundation because I love trying out foundations, but I also just love like posting first impressions when I try a new foundation and everything. Kind of share that experience with you and everything. So today I am trying out the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, and I have mine in the shade Nude Ivory, as you can see, and everything, and this is what the foundation looks like. I really am impressed with what it looks like. Like, I love this packaging. It looks kind of like fancy, luxurious. That's kind of why I like it, and I just love it, and I just love it, and I can't wait to be trying this out. Before I get into the video and kind of tell you about this foundation, I have acne prone skin, and I'm actually on day 1 of Accutane right now, which is kind of a fun fact. By the time you see this, I probably will be a couple weeks, if not a week, into Accutane. I have no idea when I'm posting this, but yeah, I am starting Accutane, so my skin is bound to get drier. My skin is kind of like combination oily at the moment, but I know like as my Accutane experience goes on, my skin is gonna get more normal and then get very dry, so it's gonna be an experience, and I will be vlogging all that, so definitely be sure to check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna link my acne playlist up above, and then I might have a separate playlist for Accutane. I'm not actually sure. I guess we'll see, and everything, but I will link all those playlists up above in the cards and also down below. And yeah, so I have like combo oily skin. It's kind of dry in certain places, but you know, that's just how it is. And yeah, that's basically me. So yeah, I already washed, moisturized, and I haven't primed yet, but I will do that here in a second. But yeah, let's just get into this first impression. So if you want to see how the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation wears on my skin and my first impressions and what I think about it, you're in the right place. Just keep on watching. Okay, so before we get into the actual first impressions on this foundation, I do want to like kind of read you like the claims of this foundation and everything like that. Okay, so the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation comes in 20 different shades, which I think is amazing for the drugstore. That is so many shades, and that is so amazing that they have such a big range. And this foundation retails for $5.99, and on Wet n Wild's website, which is where I'm getting all this information from, it does have 4 stars, which I feel like is really good, and has 230 reviews if you're curious about anything like that. And the description of this foundation is, your skin only better. Our new high performing skin perfecting foundation underwent major road testing under 7 different photo lighting conditions to deliver flawless camera ready makeup every time, specifically made with a matte light diffusing complex to give your skin no filter perfection. High performing breakthrough formula features light adjusting complex to prevent a white cast in photos, and it is tested under the 7 light conditions with or without flash. And then the claims, it says tested under the 7 lightings, which I've said about 50 times, so you're probably sick of that. It was tested under clear blue sunlight sky, outdoor PM, indoors PM, electronic flash, fluorescent lights, bathroom lights, and nightclub lights. And basically it is very photo tested. I'm sure you get the point. And yeah, so let's just get right into trying this foundation. I feel like we've been talking about it too much. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so I haven't primed, but I'm just gonna prime with you just because I am. So for primer, I'm gonna use the Beck First Light Priming Filter. I've been using this for a few months now. I really like it because it just adds a tacky base to my skin, but also gives it somewhat of a glow. And I did apply it to my whole face just because I usually do that, and I've been using it for a few months, so I know how it performs and everything like that. So now finally what you've been here for, testing out this foundation. So I really like the packaging. If I could ever get it open. I kind of do wish it had a pump instead of the spatula, but I do think the spatula is like a nice effect because it's easy to apply. Don't know if I'm gonna apply it onto my face with the spatula just because of the acne, but I do think it is like a nice feature, I guess. So I'm gonna put a little bit onto my hand. It does seem to be generally liquidy. I think I'm gonna put like 2 spatulas worth onto here, and then I'm going to put this onto my face. And I forgot to mention, so on one side of my face I'm going to be using a brush. I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush, and then on the other side I will use this sponge just to see how they compare and everything like that. Okay, so on this side I'm going to use my brush, and we're going to see how this applies. Okay, so it seems to be like liquidy, but it seems to be blending very well. It does have a little bit of a paint smell to it, so that isn't the most appealing, but it seems to be blending very easily and without not that much foundation, which I like because I like my foundation to blend very fast. I like it better for like being able to just get ready fast, because for school I have to get ready so fast. Okay, I think this is the last of it. I'm just gonna look into my mirror to see what I'm doing. Seems to be like generally covered. Seems to cover it well. Obviously it's not fully covered, but it's covered pretty good. So I'm gonna do the same thing and apply it with the sponge. Same amount of foundation, blending with the sponge. I really like the coverage of the sponge so far. I feel like it's just blending maybe a tad bit better. Like I feel like even like it's covering a tad bit better, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's, I don't know what it's doing, but I just am really liking how it's covering. It is blending beautifully, especially on the sponge side. Okay, so looking at both sides, this is what we're left with. The coverage is pretty similar, especially on camera, but I think I like the sponge side better. It just looks smoother, I think, and I don't know, I'm just really liking that. So I think I might try to build it up with the sponge instead of the brush and see what happens, but I can always go in with a brush as well if I feel like that's what I want to do. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do next is just, you know, try to build it up and kind of montage that part. So let's go. So I just finished blending it all. I did use the sponge just because I felt like it kind of gave it a smoother look. Did give good coverage and like 2.5 layers, and I'm really impressed with what it looks like, and I'm really impressed with, you know, just the outcome. I'm really liking it. I will definitely have to give you some close-ups. I do have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer as well, but I think I'm gonna try that in a vlog instead of trying it all in one video. I just want this to kind of focus just on the foundation. Yeah, so I'm loving it so far. It looks very smooth. It gave me pretty good like medium full coverage. I'd say it's more on the medium side, maybe high medium. I don't think it's total coverage, like you have no imperfections, but I definitely do think it looks really nice. This might be like my new favorite foundation, and I'm loving it so far. I'm gonna go finish off the rest of my makeup though, and then I'll check back in with you. So yeah, but first, here are your close-ups. Hollywood nights. You can always find us hanging at the door. You got to be the main attraction. Okay, so I just finished doing my makeup. It is about 10 o'clock, and I'll probably call the check-in time 10 o'clock and everything, but I do want to obviously tell you what's in my face and tell you how everything, like, I love this foundation so far. I feel like so far it's probably a good 8, and I'm loving it so far. In like my mirror, like my regular mirror, it looks so smooth. Even at this angle, it looks really smooth. Obviously, if you get closer to my face, you can see all my imperfections, but like from a normal distance, it looks so great. I am going to test out the camera part of it, like in different lightings in front of like a window, but like through my camera it looks really good, and I'm really impressed with it so far. Just blended really nicely, everything applied beautifully over it, like bronzer, highlight, loving how everything applied. My eyes are a little crazy today, but I was trying out a new look because I never do that because I don't have time to do that anymore. Yeah, I'm loving how everything just applied over everything, and I'm just loving how everything is so far, and I'm excited to see how it wears. So let's get on to what I have on my face. So for concealer, I decided to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and then I set with my Bare Minerals matte powder, and then also the Profusion Contour Palette Kit thing, and I used all 3 shades. And then I also contoured with this, and I just used the first 2 shades for that. And then for blush, I have a bit of a mix. I used dandelion, coralista, and rocketeur and mixed those all together. Then over that, I wasn't loving the blush, so I decided to use my Too Faced Love Blush Blush in Your Love is King. And highlight, I broke out an oldie but goodie, which is Champagne Pop, and I'm loving how this is looking. Like, yes, it looks so good. I always forget, like, every time I don't use it for a while, like how good it looks. And then for eyes, I use my Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. Got this, like, I think a few weeks ago, and I'm obsessed with it. So pretty, and I just love this palette. Like, I didn't think I'd love it this much, but I do. And then mascara, I just used this Clinique one. This is the Clinique, why is it Princess Fall? Lash Flower Flutter to Full Mascara. Love this. It's the one where you can like churn it and everything to kind of like, you know, make the wand different. And then on my lips, I have this Anastasia, however you want to say it, lip gloss in Vintage, which I really like. I think it's such a pretty color. And yeah, that is everything that is on my face, and that's just everything that I'm wearing today. I really like how everything turned out. Might have to take some good old pictures. So yeah, it is about 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna call the check-in time 10 o'clock, and I'll probably check in with you in a couple hours. So yeah, see you soon. Okay, so foundation has been on for 3 hours, and so far so good. I know 3 hours isn't a ton of time, but I feel like it's a good amount of time. I don't know, like sometimes some foundations don't last that long. But yeah, it's looking really good actually. Like how it's warmed up to my skin. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but yeah, loving it everywhere. Looks so good. I'm gonna stand in front of my mirror to even see like how it looks in the mirror. Okay, it looks perfect. So like smooth while I'm looking in the mirror, and it's just looking so good. So far so good. So impressed. Loving it. Honestly, it's gonna be a very short update, but that's okay. Better short than 20 minutes long, because that's how the whole video has gone so far. And I had to edit that way down. So yeah, so far so good. No change really. Just looking better. Think it's warmed up to my skin, which is a major plus. Loving it. Hey everyone, so it's the next day, and I thought I'd give you an update on the foundation and all my first impressions and everything. This always seems to happen to me. I forget to, you know, end it at night, but that's okay. Okay, so I do have footage of last night of like my last update. I ended up wearing it till like 11, so I wore it for over 12 hours, which is good because I can give you like my full reactions on it. So I really love this foundation. I honestly do think it's my new favorite. I'll insert the wear right now, like what it was at that time. I really think it wore very well. It didn't separate really at all. It did a little bit, like it faded more like than separated in certain spots, but I did really like it. It was very lightweight. I didn't feel like I was wearing anything, which is always a plus. It really blended very beautifully. It was really good coverage, like very good, like medium full coverage. It didn't really have any complaints to me. I didn't feel like my skin was dry, even though it claims to have somewhat of a matte finish, and I don't really have any complaints actually. Like I don't have anything bad to say about it. It is still early. We still are in the first impression stage, and I've only tried it out once, but I do think it is such a great foundation. I definitely would recommend, especially for the price point, since it is only $5.99, and I just think it's amazing. And I haven't really tried a Wet n Wild product that I haven't liked, so that's a plus. And I just think it's a great foundation. I don't really have much to say about it. It wore very well. It felt very nice on my skin. It didn't unsaturate anything. It was just a really nice foundation. I like the packaging. I like the whole idea behind it. I like how it looked in photos. I'll actually insert photos now so you can see kind of what it looks like in photos. And yeah, I think it's definitely a major plus foundation. I definitely give it a good A for, you know, A plus. Give it a good old A plus. I thought it was a really nice foundation. I will continue to try it out and wear it, but I definitely think it is a favorite for me. So yeah, that's going to be it for this Wet n Wild first impression. This is those are my thoughts, and I'm really impressed. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please comment down below any videos you'd like to see next, any first impressions. What first impression would you like to see next? Probably will be doing the Revlon Color Stay very soon, which is an OG foundation.
foundation, so I'm excited to try that out. And yeah, just let me know any videos I'd like to see next down below, and please subscribe if you haven't already, because I post videos every single Friday and just, you know, whenever. And I also post very fun beauty and lifestyle videos. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Today's video is going to be